Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the Cameraman. Today is Friday, December 15th, 2017, and I'm very pleased to have with me Sean Hufford. Welcome along, Sean.
Hi, Dazza. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. And we're here discussing the latest live stream video by Mr. Curious Unknown. As you would have seen, I've uploaded one video response so far, or also attempted a second live video with my phone, which didn't work because the video was scrambled. And Sean has also put together a video response, which is on his channel, and I've also mirrored it on my channel. So we're going to discuss a little bit further what we see in Mr. Curious Unknown's videos. What would you like to comment on that, Sean?
I just can't thank him enough for releasing that video and doing the live stream, because he himself has proven Nibiru to be false.
He certainly has. And I'm going to share my screen. This is Mr. Curious Unknown and his live stream video, Are You Blind?, which he uploaded a couple of hours ago. Now, we'll just take a listen to the start of that. The first 5 minutes of the video are particularly interesting. And then whereabouts exactly was it in the video that it gives it all away, Sean?
8 minutes and 15 seconds.
8 minutes and 15 seconds. So just to get a feel for what's been said, let's listen to the start of the video. And let me just resize my windows here so that I can keep an eye on the chat and the live feed. And okay. Sorry, what was that, Sean?
I was just going to give you a tip on that, but since you're not sharing your whole screen, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's okay. Just second screen. All right, so we'll play the video, just the first few minutes, just to get the feel of the video and what Mr. Curious Unknown has to say.
Well, had to go live and show you that. I couldn't help myself. So come on, camera, calm down. Just focus and do what you do. Oh yeah, there you go. The sun has a friend. Nope, nothing to see here, y'all. Just move along.
He is correct.
Yeah, he is.
Say hello to my little friend.
Probably his only little friend.
Oh yeah, that's there. Can't deny it. So let's just hide it, lie about it, cover it up, spray it with chemicals. Come on, y'all. Quit being dumb.
Quit being dumb, he says. Quit being dumb.
Hot meat kettle.
So what were you saying, Sean?
Hot meat kettle.
Right. So what he's looking at is right here. Okay. So we've got the sun here, or at least we've got all the glare of the sun, because of about 95% of what we see when we're looking at the sun in the sky is glare, because it's so bright and you've got all that light scattering through the atmosphere. The only way that you're actually going to see the sun itself is if you use a suitable filter, such as a dark enough welding lens.
Well,
and then,
while you have it paused there, if people are wondering what size the sun is in this shot, look over at that lens flare. See that little green circle?
Yep.
That is a perfect copy image of the actual size of the sun in this picture.
That's right. And it was interesting too, in the August 21st total solar eclipse, that people that were filming the eclipse with their iPhone cameras and similar, of course, during the partial eclipse, instead of getting a nice round lens flare like this, they were getting a crescent-shaped eclipse lens flare, which was, as you say, Sean, the perfect size of the sun. So yeah, so that's very interesting. Now, I jumped in on this live feed. I saw from my email notifications that he had gone live, and I jumped in just in time to hear him calling me out by name, and so that sort of really pushed my button. I thought, well, since he's actually called me out by name, it deserves a response anyway. So play a little.
That's actually what kind of triggered me to make the video as well.
Right. So we'll play a little bit more, and we'll comment on it as we go.
There. What's up, mystery? Glad to see you. I've been kind of doing my own thing here recently, but gonna get back on top of this. Get my camera to work right. There we go.
You need more than the camera to work right.
Yeah.
You see that? That's extra.
Now, go ahead and pause it. What he's pointing out is that bulbous shape to the right of the sun, between the sun and the lens flare, that little outcropping there. That's actually what's called a external lens reflection. He's got probably a polarizing filter on the front of his lens system, and it's actually reflecting the sun from the primary lens back to that and then back into the camera again. A lens flare all happens inside the lensing system, inside the camera. I've actually explained this in my Scott Cohn video, when Scott Cohn accidentally did the finger test with the clouds. It's the same thing here, only he actually uses his finger instead of a cloud, but we'll get to that.
Right. So the first 3 minutes are, I think, very interesting. So I'll get up to the 3-minute mark, and then we'll probably jump ahead.
Extra, read all about it. And there's nothing to talk about, nothing to argue about. Nope. I've been doing this a little over a year, about a year, maybe a year and a half now. And when I first started, I never captured things like this. I was looking for it.
Hold on. Hasn't he caught stuff like this before that you've called him out on?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And he's now saying that he's never captured anything like this before.
Yep.
So what's the contradiction?
Plenty of contradictions.
Yeah.
But there it is. Bam. In your face.
In your face.
Yep, I'll remember that.
Ready? There it is.
There it is, right there. There's wormwood next to the sun.
Well, I notice he keeps saying "there it is" through most of the video. Every time he like zooms in and the camera's readjusting to everything.
That's made up, just to throw people off. Period. That small one shouldn't be there.
And that's because it's not.
That's right.
You do the finger test and it just blocks everything out. So there's no point in doing that.
Okay.
It is what it is. It's not moving. It's not
right. So we hear that he will not do the finger test. And I've also done a screen capture of when he was broadcasting this live, which also captures the live chat. Now, I'm blocked on my channels from Mr. Curious Unknown because he knows that he can't have me in his chat because he's going to get called out on what he's saying. So I asked other people on Facebook, if they would jump in and ask him to do the finger test. And Simon jumped in and was asking him to do the finger test. And of course, immediately his comments were deleted. And what was it that Mr. Curious Unknown said about doing the finger test, Sean?
That it blocks everything out. He'll go on to say a few things about how it's a lie. It's a distraction away from the point. It's a deception. The standard conspiracy theorists get out of evidence-free cards where they don't have to prove their claim.
Right. Now, I can't remember how far into the video that he repeats that. It might be just here. It might be further on in this 15-minute video. I'll just play a little bit more, and then we'll step ahead to where we really get to the chase scene.
Not a lens flare. Dazza can suck it.
There we go.
Much crap if he's talked about me. Suck it, Dazza. I don't even care no more, man.
That's what pushed my button. You see, I tuned in just in time to hear him say that. So I thought, right, game on, brother. Game on.
He cares enough. He cares enough to mention you by name.
Yeah, sure.
I think he mentions the finger test one more time before he accidentally does it.
Right. Okay, well, I think we'll jump to the chase scene, which again was about 8:15, 8:16.
Yeah, go ahead and start at 8:10 so people can actually try to catch it in real time.
Right. So we'll play this to show the context. And here we go.
Not at 6 o'clock. It's not at 9 o'clock. It's not at midnight. It's not at 4 or 5.
Now, you notice that he's purposely going around the sun this entire time.
Yeah.
And it's funny you stopped at that frame because that's like right as he decides to cross the sun.
Well, let's see if we can slow this down enough. But I've also got these still frames. So this is quarter speed. And we'll play this on, and I'll see if I can pause it right on the one. Now, I probably won't be able to, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, it's too fast. Sorry, what were we going to say, Sean?
I was going to say, yeah, it took me a few tries to actually get it to stop at just the right time. As soon as I got it to stop at the right time, that's when I downloaded his video so I can actually do frame by frame.
Yep. Okay, well, I've got those frames, so I'll pull them up, and we'll take a look at that.
But it's really funny what he says after he moves his finger out of the way about how he's not going to do the finger test when he just got done doing it.
Yeah.
And just for context, he did not intend to do the finger test. This was totally by accident.
Okay, so here are the still frames directly off his video, and let's step through them.
Duh Idiot just gave me the heads up that the comma and the period key will go forward frame by frame on YouTube.
Right, that's right. I'd forgotten.
I forgot all about that.
Yep, very helpful.
Thank you, Idiot.
Thank you. Okay, so here we are. He's pointing out the 2 o'clock position here as his finger closes in on wormwood next to the sun. So here we go. Here is wormwood right next to the sun. Keep your eye on that, folks, as he brings his finger in. Bang, and it's gone. So I'm going to flick backwards and forwards so that you can see wormwood magically appearing and disappearing as Mr. Curious Unknown accidentally does the finger test that he refused to do.
I cannot thank him enough for doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Curious Unknown. Thank you for playing.
You did what we asked, and you proved yourself wrong. Thank you.
So Dazza the cameraman can suck it.
And what does he go ahead and start playing the video at normal speed when he's doing that finger test, just to hear what he says? Because I love that's why I intentionally left that part of the audio in, because it's just so great.
You can't lie about it. Let's go through this one more time. Ready? So it is not at 6 o'clock. It's not at 9 o'clock. It's not at midnight. It's not at 4 or 5. It's at 2, and it stays there. That means it's there. Finger test, shove it. I'm not doing a finger test because that just blows everything out of the water. You know? So we're not here to play games with trolls. We don't like trolls. We love trolls. We want them to come to know Jesus, but we don't like trolls.
I just got to hear that bit again about we won't do the finger test because it'll blow it out of the water. Well, it sure did, didn't it?
Yeah, I specifically left that audio in my video because he said that.
Yeah, let's hear that again.
You know that. So
I think I've got to go back a little bit further.
It's not at 4 or 5. It's at 2, and it stays there. That means it's there. Finger test, shove it. I'm not doing a finger test because that just blows everything out of the water, and they know that.
I think what he wanted to say was, I'm not doing the finger test because I just did it.
I'm not doing the finger test because that blows it out of the water, and they know it. Well, we sure do, and we thank you very much, Mr. Curious Unknown, for doing the finger test and blowing it out of the water, because you just proved that what you just claimed is wormwood next to the sun is nothing more than a lens reflection. Now, I'll see if I can just pull up where the chat was being deleted as well.
I'm reading the chat.
Not.
Okay, so just advance this on. You can see the live chat out the side there. You can see message deleted here from Sim. Let's just back up to find out. This was Sim's message. Do the finger test and prove it's a real object. Here's his response. Oh, message deleted.
Bye.
Bye, he says. Bye. He just back.
Distraction. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get my camera to clear up.
Now, my question is how is he doing all of this? You know, doing a live stream and watching chat and deleting comments.
Well, he's certainly very good at multitasking. I've got to give him that much.
I mean, does he have somebody like reading off the chat for him, or is he's got like a camera in one hand, his phone in the other? As with, yeah, he's definitely good with his thumbs.
Yeah. Well, I was struggling before.
I was actually starting to wonder if he had opposable thumbs at this point, but you know, now I know.
Yeah. And so Sim came back with another account, Simon Snow there. Let's just back up. Simon Snow says, see that, people? He doesn't want to do the finger test because it would prove he is a deceiver. And again, message deleted. So let's just hear the audio around this for context.
Set me free. I choose to serve a good God, and I choose to live righteously so that I will be counted worthy on that day when he comes.
He chooses to live righteously, but he's quite happy to lie to everybody on his YouTube videos and delete comments. And let's remember too that I did reach out to Mr. Curious Unknown from the very start, tried to have an open, balanced, and most of all respectful conversation with him about his claims. And you know, at one stage I thought that he was actually trying to meet me halfway, but he very quickly turned hostile. And I think that all he was really concerned about was that he wanted to be able to continue posting these videos claiming to show Nibiru or wormwood, whatever you want to call it. And he couldn't have me in there pointing out that everything that he was filming were actually lens flares and internal lens reflections.
Oh, didn't you catch him getting like his porch light at one point?
Yes, that's right. I'm just trying to remember too what the porch light showed. I think that showed an internal lens reflection as well, didn't it?
I think so.
And I challenged him to put that video back up again because his video actually completely debunked himself. But when he realized that, of course, being the honest guy that he is, he actually deleted the video so that nobody could see it.
Well, let's see how long it takes him to delete this video.
Yep, this one won't be staying up, that's for sure. So anyway, I think we've pretty much shown this for what it is. Let's just have a look at those still images again.
I love that.
Wormwood suddenly appearing and disappearing as soon as he blocks out the sun. That secondary reflection of the sun disappears.
So does that make him God and you like create and take away light?
with his very finger.
Yes, with just his finger, he can take away light and make it come back.
Yeah. So people, if you're going to be filming the sun and you're going to be making videos about Nibiru or a second sun or wormwood, whatever, next to the sun, you're going to try and do this, then you really need to do the finger test, okay? And I've got another video that I uploaded some time ago. Let me find that. This is one of my
question from the chat. It says, why did he think that the light spot remaining at 2 o'clock meant anything? He thought that was actually wormwood, and the finger test, there's two steps to a finger test. The first step, you actually put your finger in front of the smaller light source that you think is an odd object. And if it's really there, your finger will block the light from it. If it's a lens reflection like this is, the light will actually show up in front of your finger. The second part is to actually block the light source, the primary light source, which is in this case the sun. And once you block it, if that second object is actually there, it won't vanish. If it's just a lens reflection like this is, The second object will disappear as soon as you cover up the sun.
And I demonstrate this in this video here that I uploaded back on August 25th, 2017. So let's play that and you'll see me doing the finger test. There is a commentary on this video, but I've just got the video muted. So I'm moving the camera all around to show that this secondary object seems to remain in the same place relative to the sun, which is different to what a normal lens flare does. So when we do the finger test, there we go. Nibiru, or wormwood, or the second sun, is now on the end of my finger. It's not very big, is it? And the second part of the finger test, as Sean described, was to block out the sun. So we come in from the other side, and as soon as we block out the sun, what do we see? That our Nibiru Planet X second sun disappears. And it's interesting too that if I can get that where I've just got it half blocked, then and I need to do that. What was it? Comma and full stop.
Comma and period.
Okay, if I half block it, you see that the reflection is half blocked as well. You see that?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the finger test, a two-part finger test. Block out the sun with your finger and see if the object disappears. Also put your finger where the second object appears to be and see if it superimposes over your finger. Now this is a very simple test. It should not have been a big deal for Mr. Curious Unknown to perform while he was filming the sun and claiming that he was filming wormwood. It's really not much to ask if he is trying to be honest.
Maybe it's because he didn't have enough funding. You know, got to have that government funding to do an experiment like that.
Right. That probably explains it. And towards the end of my video as well, see, while I'm filming, I've actually got a welder's lens over the front of my camera to reduce that glare. And in this case, it's actually the welder's lens which is producing the secondary reflection. iPhone cameras commonly cause this secondary reflection without any added filter. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm actually moving that welder's lens about in front of the camera instead of holding it firm. And you can see what's happening to the secondary reflection. It's moving all around as I move that welder's lens. So there goes wormwood jumping all around the sky. And once again, I repeat the finger test. As I say, it's not rocket science, people. It's a very simple test to do. Anyone can do. So, Mr. Curious Unknown, I challenge you, next time you're filming, do the finger test if you're going to be honest. Apparently you're not, which is why you wouldn't do the finger test. But once again, we do thank you very much for accidentally doing the finger test anyway.
And I'll just add in the reason why I made a video, the main reason I made a video about Mr. Curious Unknown is because I hate dishonesty.
Yeah.
And he showed it in spades.
Yeah, well, he keeps talking about his integrity and all that sort of thing, but he's not demonstrating that integrity. If he had the sort of integrity that he talks of, then he would be quite happy to do the finger test, to test everything. There's a good little verse from the Bible, Mr. Curious Unknown. Test everything. Hold on to what's good. So next time you're filming Mr. Curious Unknown, test everything and do the finger test. It's very simple.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds.
Good night, GeoStreamer. Thank you for watching.
Even though you were late.
Okay, have we got any other comments we need to address in the chat there?
I've been watching. Not really. I've just been talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, how much funding does it take for someone to recognize a lens flare? As much funding as it takes to move your finger in front of the camera.
Yeah, not much funding at all. Jojo. Okay, let's not go there.
Yeah, wrong kind of finger test.
Yeah, wrong finger test. I think they call that a digital test, don't they? Digital examination, I think the doctor calls it. Okay. Have you got anything else you want to add, Sean, before we wind this up?
That I think we've covered it all.
Okay, well, thank you, Sean, for joining me on this hangout, and thank you for uploading your video. And thank you to everyone in the chat for joining us, and look forward to doing it again. This is Dazza the Cameraman and Sean Hufford. Thank you for watching.